Hi, everybody. This is Lindsay and this is Dylan. Today we have just the two of us. I'm not sure. Maybe Jack will join in a few minutes. I'm not sure. But we wanted to talk about winter investing and how Dylan is actually trying to get more deals, commercial deals.
Yeah, so something that I've seen on the agent side, because I work as an agent just as my main job, is that transaction activity is slowed down, and it seems slower this winter than what I've heard other agents say for past winters. And I've been able to see people get a lot more aggressive. So if people think if the listeners think that the main time to really look for properties because it's easier to deal with is in the spring, summer, and fall, I would encourage you to start looking for your spring properties now because you will have a lot more negotiating power now because if it's an owner occupant, they're not going to want to move into a house in the middle of the winter. Um, a lot of people don't want to do the work in the winter. They don't want to pay the holding costs in the winter. So if you're able to knock all of this out and then by March or late February you're filling the vacancy, then I think that's perfect. And I think now is when you should start shopping because 30 days out, you're already at the end of December. So 2 months of getting work done, and then there you go, right into it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like during the holidays just get distracted too. So there's not a lot of buyers on the market like
Mhm.
looking for deals because you're like trying to get, Thanksgiving done or Christmas shopping done and you like are just basically spending money during this holidays, the majority of us at least, if not uh, just trying to like get the next thing. Some people like planning their trips for the next year as well, or doing
Mhm.
their little what is it called to action promises from New Year promises, the things
Oh,
they're gonna do. So they're waiting until January 1st to actually take action.
mhm.
Yeah.
What do they even call that? Like, it's not affirmations.
No.
That's something else I joke about. But
Resolutions.
yeah, New Year's resolutions start now. But now is a perfect time. Exactly like you were saying. Everybody's distracted by all of the holidays and everything going on. I think now is the best time for us to really be looking. But you own properties in the Midwest, so something I wanted to discuss because some of the newer landlords might not know some of the things you need to do for your property to prep it for winter. What your property managers usually take your properties through if they do anything to winter prep?
Yeah, they go in like actually 2 months before now, to check on the furnaces, to check out, change all the filters from the HVAC as well. And then they do like the instruction things for winter, make sure like you don't, you run water while it's hot, things like that, and weatherproofing. Like if there's anything leaking whatsoever, report to us right away so it doesn't get worse during winter. Majority like we had thankfully a furnace go out like a month ago. And I was just like, okay, better to have it fixed now than, and this furnace was 35 years old. So this is
Mhm.
this is a pretty good furnace. But yeah, we had it replaced when it's something goes out like that in the middle of the winter, you get that hefty bill because it has to be done right away. And then sometimes you even have to like put your tenants on a hotel while there's no furnace because freezing temperatures, right? Right now in my market, it's already snowed. Like for the beginning of November, we had snow already. So to
Mhm.
have that go out, it's pretty like expensive for me.
Yeah, my partner just had something like that. I don't want to say worse, but you can tell me. So essentially, the people that were living in the house called the heating and air company that he uses and told them that they were smelling something coming from the vents, like it just smelled like moist or something like that, like musty. Um, so the heating and air company came out. They checked the furnace filters and everything like that, and the system has mold all over it. So he has to. They were even saying like, hey, if you just wanted us to work on this, we can't work on this system because there's mold here. You need to do mold remediation and then
Mhm.
have us fix it, or we can rip out the whole system and redo all of your ducting and everything in the
Sounds like
house.
the second part.
Oh, so it's worse.
It sounds more expensive than the first part. Like more remediation can be fast, can be done in a couple of days.
Yeah.
But changing
It-
everything, deducting and everything.
yeah, it's an older system too. Like it looked like when they sent me pictures, it looked like all rusty and such. So I think he's just gonna have it done because he's owned this house for over a decade. He's just like
Mhm.
this was here before I bought the place. I'll just get it
Mhm.
all redone now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he had to put the people living there in a hotel room while they're doing this work, and this work has to be rushed. They have to do it in like 2 days so
Mhm.
they can get the people living back there. So like you're double paying there for the hotel room and that.
Yeah, winter can be furnaces definitely go up. Any leaking, because we have snow and like rain, right? So
Mhm.
leakage is also a big problem. I know I had to reinforce a roof just recently, the one I recently purchased, because on the inspection we were able to see some like flushing missing on
Mhm.
the roof between the gutters and the roof. So that had to be replaced. And obviously, more so now than during the summer.
Interesting. And does your property manager do anything with the outside? Trying to think of the word for that, like faucets and stuff like that. Because what one of the ladies that lives in one of my apartments, it's like my smaller building. She'll like walk around and put these things on the faucets to keep them from freezing. Because we actually had one freeze last year, and it like exploded on the inside, like just from the ice, it just broke it open. So I was like, hey, don't use that one.
Mm.
But yeah, so we'll have to get that one fixed at some point. Still have not got around to that, but yeah, she'll put like these things on there that keep them from freezing on the inside, I guess.
I'm not 100% sure because I don't really know which houses have faucets outside either. I'm sure they all have one, at least one, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
and I saw that Yasik said if you wait until January to change something, you've already failed. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then Bears be are the Bears playing something sometimes? I know Mark mentioned that. I'm not much of a football person,
I don't
but
know where the Bears are.
yeah, they're the
Like,
Chicago team. I know they're a Chicago team,
oh,
the
okay, cool.
Illinois team. That's all I got.
Good.
Uh, I see Jason here too. What's up, man?
He's close to you. Did you guys meet
He
up when you went to Chicago?
no, he just asked me if I was moving to Chicago, and I'm just still waiting on hearing back from the companies I applied to up there. One of the ones I applied to was McDonald's, and I thought it was hilarious because, like, I used to work at Burger King when I was in high school, and I'm like a decade later, and I'm working at McDonald's.
Oh my.
But it's really not that bad. Like I was talking to my friend about it. I was like, "Should I apply here?" And he was like, "Believe it or not, those jobs are actually really awesome. Like everybody says, like working at Walmart or McDonald's or Capital One or anything like that are pretty good."
Mm,
Oh, so it sounds like it's the Bears versus the Steelers that are playing.
okay. We do have a lot of Steelers fans here in California, so
Yeah. Didn't like some of the main teams from LA move to Las Vegas? I thought it was like not the 49ers, but the Raiders. Didn't the Raiders move? I don't know. No idea. Okay, so you're not a sports person either.
no, Mark will tell us, I'm sure, if we were right or wrong.
Yeah. Uh, hey,
Oh,
Bill, how's it going?
somebody from your channel, Bill Connell, welcome.
Oh, you can see that? I can't see that. It just shows me comments.
Yeah, it says pair when it's from your channel.
It's not saying that for me. So maybe you can just see that. I don't know. But is there anything that you're looking at right now for properties to buy?
I wish I was looking at a properties, but remember I said that I'm gonna be staying put for this time being, even though
Mhm.
it seems like I haven't been really looking. I haven't seen if there's like big deals are coming up. I don't think they are coming up because I feel like when people will be texting me, a lot of wholesalers have my number in my email list. So
Mhm.
there's not a lot of people texting me. And then the people that are texting me, they're like prices I wouldn't even look at right now.
Yeah, that's what I see a lot of the time from the wholesalers that'll send me stuff. Like if I was somebody that even wanted to do a burr, like the cash flow at the end of those don't look very interesting for me at all. Like even if I was just to buy it, fix it up, rent it out, and not burr the money out, I still don't like a lot of what I'm seeing right now, anyways. So that's why I'm just trying to stick with commercial. I don't think you were in the call because I haven't seen you on the Gen Z call yet, but we had talked recently about. I've been looking at Cincinnati and Dayton and Columbus, Ohio,
Mm.
because for some reason Indiana built more suburban, while Columbus, Cincinnati, and Dayton all built more vertically. So there's a lot more brick multifamily out there. And one of the guys that I know in town that's an investor, his fiance is from there. So he was like, "Hey, Dylan, you should." I was just there for this event that we had, but like I didn't realize how much nice brick multifamily they had out there. You need to check this out. So it's like an hour and a half away, so I just need to drive over there one day and just drive around the neighborhoods, check out the multifamily. But there's a lot of stuff on market that I see all the time, so I need to learn from some of the people that invest there. Like, what's
Ohio.
yeah, Ohio.
Okay. Is it like an hour and a half? That's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean it's halfway to Gary, so
That's true. No, I do. We were talking about the ladies of Orad. What
mhm,
kind of are the things? We just watched the episode where Subar was interviewed, but I forgot Terrence, his name is. I think the other guy, and then he was saying like he has 20 properties, and then he was asking like Subar, when would I be able to retire? And the answer basically was like, you know, you have to keep on working on it because he wants $20,000 a month and net cash flow for him to be able to retire. And then basically Subar said that you can't have to be working for the next 5 years. And he's like, I've been working for the last 10 years. And then this is some person that has like a bunch of courses out
mhm,
for people to invest in real estate, kind of like wholesaling and other things. So we were trying to figure out like what Subar's wealth accelerators were through his journey. And it
mhm,
seems to us at least, because right now he's like north of 200, right? Like 180 units or whatever. It
mhm,
seems like he's the things that he did initially to grow was to like one strip equity from his properties, which is like how he got from like 2 to 8. And then the
mhm,
next thing he did is like 1031 into multifamily. So he got rid of all his 8 single families into multifamily. And I think I asked Mark to ask the same question to him
mhm.
on one of his interviews with him. And he also said he did flips for a year. He did like, I don't know, 50 flips in 1 year. And then he raised private capital money. Those were like level, like, I guess, 5 of wealth acceleration. But I'm like, I can totally see that flipping for 1 year. Like when you have money to flip and do 50 flips in a day in a year, like how much money that would produce as well.
Yeah, I know some really experienced flippers in my area, and they try to flip 20 to 30 properties a year. And their target is 20 to 30 grand per flip. So they lose something like I'm selling one of their flips right now and they're losing like $25,000. So, there's somewhere they make 60, somewhere they lose 30. It just balances out. They try to be around 20 to 30 a flip. But yeah, if you think about doing that, especially in a more expensive market like Las Vegas or California, where you're able to make six figures on a flip, and then not all flips, but I don't know. I've seen with some of the numbers that people put up out there, and it's pretty crazy, like flipping houses in LA. Um, but yeah, I mean, you do that, you can build up some money pretty fast. The other thing that you mentioned that I thought is really important for anybody that wants to build something relatively quickly. If you look at using your own money and then adding private capital on top of that, look at how much it changes the internal rate of return on your money. A lot of what I was looking at when we were structuring the real estate fund, like how we were trying to decide how to do the fund and like give ourselves returns from the fund as the owners. It takes like a lot of the LPs might make 10%, 12% cash on cash return. I was looking at like 40% cash on cash return on some of the deals that I was looking at, and it's the same deal. It's just how it's structured. So we're putting so much less money into the deal, but
Mhm.
we're still able to take 20 to 30% of the deal. So if you're able to do stuff like that, where you can, compound your money at 40% per year, I mean, it doesn't take very many years to have a really, really big portfolio.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this. Join Close by Christmas for Bright Investor. It gets really going this week. I have been trying to find something to buy for the last 6 months.
Hmm.
So hopefully this works.
Join
Christmas.
Close by Christmas.
Maybe it's like a program. I know
I've
Bright Investor or like Investor Lift works the same, right? They have wholesalers that post their deals.
mhm.
If I'm not mistaken.
I didn't see that one, but I feel like I've heard of Bright Investor. I just haven't really ever looked into them. I'm so like tunnel vision on my own stuff. Like I won't switch property management platforms because I started using Rent Ready and I'm like, I'm gonna die on this hill. I'm just gonna keep using this because it's $140 a year.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Bill said, where is this at again? I feel like when that came into the chat, it was referring to the accountability groups. Bill, those are inside of school, the one rental at a time school, and there's different ones hosted. I think there's one every single day now, and there'll be different people hosting them. The one that Cody and I host is on Saturdays at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, so if you're in there, see you there. If
So
not,
I think I sent the link. You can
oh,
join using that link.
yeah, there you go.
$20 a month. We don't get any money out of it. We just dip out our time, and then they have Zoom calls every day. Actually, now sometimes twice a day. So
Mhm.
talk real estate, you can learn from others like Dylan and I, or people that are more experienced than us as well, like
Yeah.
Cody.
I see that Jason said something about that again. Oh, okay. Who runs Bright Investor? Because he said it's a thing he's doing for free for members. It's data mining software, best I can describe it.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Well, I'll have to look into that after this call. But yeah, so I'm guessing you're trying to get one sometime soon then, Jason. You might want to look at Lynn's territory because it's not far from you. And I feel like the deals are easier to come by. Or am I wrong on that?
Yeah. So I have conflicted since I started a single family and I only have one duplex, and that duplex has given me problems. I feel like in Gary, single family is better, but
Mhm.
I do see like things on Hammond or East Chicago that are multifamily that are
Mhm.
like nicer buildings. So maybe he wants to look into that for sure. I did see like a sixplex on like Josillo, and it was for 400K or something like that in Hammond. And I'm like, that sounds like the numbers work even with the high taxes or the 2%
Yeah.
taxes. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they say they were raising that there or something? Like there's some additional fee in that area?
There's a referendum that kicks in after the 2%. So that's added to your tax bill.
Oh, so much fun. Uh, he says Donato Callahan runs it, and apparently he's in school. So that's pretty cool.
What?
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe we have like a code 2 weeks for free or something.
Jason's
Yeah.
saying he thought about Hammond. Yeah, I've looked at that area too, especially if I were to like move up there where you are, Jason. I probably would just buy like a duplex in North Chicago. Well, not North Chicago because there is actually North Chicago, but like on like the North Shore area, buy like a duplex, live in there, house hack that because it's just so
Mhm.
expensive there, and then buy everything down in like Hammond, South Bend, Gary. I feel like Gary could be fantastic because you've literally got beachfront property. Like, have you seen Michigan City before?
No, but I've been to Gary, the lakeside part,
Mhm.
and they have amazing houses there that look like mansions. And
Yeah.
then it's like the sandy beach, nobody's there kind of thing. You can see Chicago over the coastline. You can
Yeah.
actually see in a clear day. So it's pretty cool. I think there's not a lot of people there. It feels pretty isolated too, but it's a nice area for sure.
It feels like Gary is oversaturated for people that are not already investing there. I feel like that's kind of what you were saying, like where you're not seeing a lot of like so many people have talked about Gary that it's just like, it's hard to find deals there anymore.
Yeah, I think you can still find deals. I think it's just you're gonna have a harder time renting them because there is a lot of supply right now.
Yeah.
Especially during winter, it's just harder in general to have tenants, good quality tenants.
Yeah. I think I saw on a recent podcast that you were on that I was listening to. Aren't you looking into a different market or were you just analyzing? I think it was Kansas City.
Yeah, I was just analyzing it, just trying to
Okay.
prove that you can still find markets that cash flow.
Mhm.
And then we just picked that zip code, but we don't know anything about what kind of business are there, how much they how a big of a neighborhood it is, but the numbers work. So
Hmm. Yeah, no, I wasn't sure if you were pivoting. I had jumped into that for a bit when I was listening to you guys talk about that, and I was like painting at the same time, so I wasn't entirely focused, but it's nice to listen in and see some other markets that are working besides ours. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Ohio might be the move. I know Harrison has a place in Ohio, in Akron, so I might have to talk to him about that and just see how he likes it. I know he has a duplex though, and we're looking at like commercial multifamily, so we'll have to
yeah,
see.
he's turning it up to go to Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. Like he doesn't feel like he can find another good deal in Akron.
Mm. Is it that or was it tenant quality that he was running into issues with?
I don't know. I think he only has the one property in
Oh.
Akron. Hmm.
Yeah, I've heard. I think it was Jack has said a couple times on the calls that he's looking at properties in Pittsburgh, but just hasn't found anything yet. But yeah, it's hard. The single family asset class, you have to get them really cheap. Like the numbers I run at least is you generally have to buy them below $100,000 for it to
Yeah.
really make sense for me at least.
Hmm.
Um,
I think what Jack is looking for is very specific criteria of like duplex side by side, even separated at times.
mhm.
And he wants his girlfriend to be the one to get like traditional financing. I think because he's trying to get out of his W-2 that he doesn't want to jeopardize the loan because he stops working or something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, those are the kind of properties I want to find, though, to be completely honest. I want a side-by-side duplex, but that's why I've had so difficult of a time, like, trying to find any single-family houses around here that would even make sense for me because of where you have to buy them at for them to make sense. Like, anything above 100, like, what I've noticed at least is I can buy a house for $100,000 or let's call it 70 because my partner recently got one for like 75. We put 30,000 into it and
Mhm.
at 105. Rents for 1350 a month. The funny thing is, if you go get a $200,000 house, you might only be able to rent it for like $1,800 a month, or
Mhm.
a $300,000 house, maybe 2,200 a month.
Mhm.
So like it's substantially more money, and it just doesn't make sense with a lot of where house prices are. Um, so it's very difficult. I found out you have to look at like the secondary and tertiary markets to find houses that are even like within the realm of being possible to rent like that.
I agree. Like if you find a triplex or a duplex at 300K, then that means 60K, 20% down.
Hmm.
Unless you wanted to house hack, which then that would be the only way that you would justify the price, right? 200K. And you
Hmm.
can only rent out 2 units for like 900 a pop kind of thing.
Yeah, I've looked at duplexes though where I would pay like I think the last one I looked at that was more expensive was like 315, so like 150 a door, but rents were going to be 1,800 per side, and I was going to live in one of the sides, and it was in a nicer part of town. So I think that's the only time where I'm like willing to get like a 4 or 5% cash on cash return after I move out of a
Mhm.
property because I know I'll be there for a minute, and it's going to be like a launch pad for buying more and more properties. And over time, I do want to accumulate newer and more expensive properties. Um, I would like to eventually get rid of all of my old stuff and buy new things. so I don't have issues constantly.
Won't we all?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of where you get in where you fit in, but I do think people learn the hard way that the older houses do happen to be older for a reason. Um, yes, that's where you can get your deals, but generally you're going to be doing a lot of work to make it make sense and a lot of capex over time just to deal with the problems that come up from its age.
Yeah, and as a property manager yourself, you're the point of contact.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see a lot of people not factoring in property management fees in when they're buying a property?
Yeah,
Because I've seen people just like, oh, I'm doing that, so just zero it out. I'm like, you still have to pay somebody, whether you're paying yourself or somebody else to do this.
right, right. And it would be like also like if you do allocate, like you said, a property manager fee, even if it's like you're still counting it as a profit, it's still an expense when you file your taxes at the end of the year. Like if you're allocating it specifically for that expense, so like you don't pay taxes on that. So
Yeah. Well, also, anybody that goes and buys that property that's like of a significant size, like to where they can't, or they're just out of state and they can't deal with it, they are going to factor in a property management fee. So you're essentially just overpaying if you don't factor in property management fees, is the way I look at it.
yeah,
Which I've seen some owners try to justify. They're like, oh, you know, you can manage this one yourself. Of course you can pay this price. And I'm like, no, 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 no. That's not how this works.
yeah, I totally agree.
So have there been any other markets that you're looking to expand into though? Or are you sticking with Gary just because that's where everything is? And
I see with Gary because that's where like I now know neighborhood by neighborhood almost like I would tell you like no, stay away from it. I'm not a realtor, so I can tell you stay away
Mhm.
from this zip code, stay away from the street, stay away from this hospital, basically. And um, but I also right now like I'm trying to see my boyfriend has student loans. I have student loans too. Uh,
Mhm.
he has more student loans, so I'm trying to see if we could do a live and flip next year. So here in Los Angeles, I want to see if my skills translate over here.
Mhm.
Um, to do that, that would put, and then we can put that money towards his student loans, kind of thing. But I don't know if, obviously, a flip here, anything that's gonna cost us, you like that's going to be super rundown, depleted, like single family home is gonna be 800K. Like, yes. So the amount of money that we have to put this and this live and flip is substantial, which I think will stop me from, buying anything else in Gary. Uh, but potential is there. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't run the numbers to see if it's even something that we want to do. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, that is the next step for next year
Yeah.
to have some
Yeah.
active income because that like I said, this is my whole real estate has just been like deploying money, recycling money, deploying money, deploying, recycling money kind of thing. So we do want some kind of relief, at least from the student loans. I have only like $20,000 to go, but he has significantly more. So we
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's something Mark and I think Joel had talked about at some point in time, a couple of podcasts ago. Just you know, you don't always have to look at your real estate as a place where you can grow your income. Like you may have other expenses that it might make more sense to just knock some of those out. Like if you have, I don't know what your rates are, but like if it's higher rate student loan debt or it's just something you don't want to deal with anymore, just
Mhm.
knocking that out. I've looked at cars. I ended up paying off my car earlier this year. I had like 20K still on it, and I just like paid the thing off because it was roughly it was like 18, but it was roughly like $380 a month that I was paying for the car, which I know it probably doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm like, well, should I go buy a rental or just pay off a car? And I'm like, well, I don't have to do any extra work if I pay off this car. So, just paid off the car and just saved the almost $400 a month instead of like going and trying to make another $400 a month. Now, that could prove to be the wrong option, but at the same time, I was not increasing my workload. and I was able to increase my like net income by getting rid of some of those things. It sounds like that's what you guys are trying to do right now.
Yeah, and then it's easier to save when you don't have like the big expenses like dragging you down, right? So
Mhm.
it's moved, the ADU has moved like significantly more off the mortgage, more so than what I've been spending on the real estate, because currently I'm not taking any profit from the real estate.
Mhm.
So it's like made a difference on our expenses, but it would be a greater difference to have like the student loans gone. And if we could do that by buying a house, fixing it up, living in it, and then flipping it in 1 year, that's like for us, that's the goal.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Uh, I'm sure that's like a huge weight that you guys would get rid of, and it would help you guys a lot on. But is he interested in buying real estate at all?
If he says if I can make it so I can pay off his student loans, then yes. But because he would be qualifiable for like the first home buyers thing and all of
Mhm.
that. So um I think after that, I don't think maybe, but if he has extra money to put into anything, then I'm sure I'll convince him somehow.
It's
It's
time to buy
hard
it
when you
now.
have a partner that like doesn't see the way stays the this. I don't know what your girlfriend is like, but does she care about like your units at all? Like how?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, well, because she does like her 401k and she has
Mhm.
an individual brokerage account and stuff like that. And she's like, I can see this money, it's
Yeah.
easier to see this. But like, we'll do like the net worth calculations and stuff like that. And she's like, well, yeah, you've built up a lot more, a lot faster. And I was like, yeah, but I don't have any of it right now. Like I
Mhm.
have like 20K in cash, which,
Mhm.
some people might be a lot. I'd say to anybody that's investing in real estate, that's just your reserves.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think she likes the outcome of it, having more money and being able to do more things, having more freedom, but just doesn't necessarily like the work part of it. But at the same time, she's never going to like nag me about real estate, which I know that some people actually like I don't know about people in our group. I feel like I've at least heard like their spouses just aren't interested in it. But I know there's people out there that really want to get into investing in real estate and they get like, their significant other, it could be husband, it could be the wife, either or just are like, no, that's a dumb idea. You shouldn't do that. I know somebody that did that and they lost a bunch of money, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, okay, how about we learn what they did that was wrong and let's go talk to people that do it successfully right now and we can, learn from them and then we can do our own real estate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean. But I think it helps that I already was doing it when we met.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like it came with the package as opposed to like, oh, we're building this together kind of thing. So
Mhm.
to adjust to it instead of me introducing it after in the relationship. But I also think like for the people that are trying to get your significant other on board, I feel this is just my opinion that if your significant other does not trust you to manage money in general, then they probably won't trust you with real estate. Like if you haven't
Mhm.
shown them with your track record over and over again what priorities takes in your life and how you spend to have fun and to build, is then they probably won't see you like this is more risky than it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't doing it before we met because we were both in college at the same time, but it was always like hey, this is going to be a thing because I was literally saving the money from like all of the jobs I had during college and even when I graduated to start buying real estate. It's just like, well, that is something that I'm going to do, just so you know. But it's always been my money, so there's really no say there when it's just my money, and we didn't live together at the time when we were in school, so.
Yeah.
So then by the time we did, I mean, I already had the apartment building and the triplex, and then it's just like, well, I mean, I do it. I'm already successful at doing it, so I'm just going to keep doing more of that because it makes money and I enjoy it, and it'll allow me to not work sooner. If I want to do that, probably we'll find something to work on, but you know what I mean.
You're kind of off living your real estate right now. Like you're doing a realtor, but it's not like a regular.
Yeah.
Time job.
Yeah. Do not recommend. Do not recommend. Um,
Don't
Cody Cody's version stresses me out a little bit more, where he was talking about living off of refinances in the group. Um, that would stress me out substantially, but he
very
has
risky. Like my level of risk has to be very low
yeah.
for me.
Granted, he has much larger assets than either of us do. Like, a 40 unit building, you refinance that out and can pull out a couple hundred K. Like, you
Mhm.
just say, I'm going to live on like 80K this year, if you can do that. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can do that in LA, but
You could, you could.
yeah. But doing stuff like that, like I get it, but it stresses me out a lot because the way I look at it is like I'm eroding like all of the capital that I built up from building this thing when it could be like redeployed into other properties and then I just live on the cash flow.
Yeah, you definitely have to be comfortable with some kind of risk, but the amount of risk that you take is very personalized for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I think the end target for everybody, like when they see a lot of the people online talking about how they built their portfolios and such, I feel like they kind of get pigeonholed into the idea of like, oh, I either have to like, go to the moon or I just want this smaller thing where, it's really a spectrum for everybody because not everybody looks at real estate investing the same way. I've met plenty of people that are just like, yeah, I have a few, but I really don't want any more. And I'm just gonna like use them for my retirement and so on. And that's cool. Some people are trying to retire sooner. Some people couldn't care. They love their job and they want to work 40 more years.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. It's just not my kind of thing. But that is the beauty of it. You kind of pick how much you want to be involved in what you want to do. Because you could just buy completely turnkey stuff, put 30-40% down, and I feel like you're going to have a hard time not cash flowing on stuff like that if you're putting that much money down.
Yeah.
But it's not the return criteria that I'm looking for.
Like I liked the idea of Dion, how he does it, of like saving down 20%, putting down into property or like house hacking, moving every 2 years or whatever. But after a while of doing your job that you don't like and then saving that 20% down payment, it just
Hmm.
eats you away because like basically everything that you're doing monthly is to save. And then
Hmm.
so it gets so discouraging over the course of time. I understand like the late gratification, all of that, but if you're asking somebody to put, save, 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 save
Hmm.
the whole 10 years of that, your journey of real estate journey is asking a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think there's a balance to it, not like
Mhm.
always trying to save everything. Um, I would say that's why if everybody can, they should target like really high income skills because if you can, like, all saving is really a product of
Yeah.
what your expenses are than how much money you make. And I would argue it's easier to, if your expenses are like $2,500, $3,000 a month, it's probably going to be really hard to go too much lower than that, but you could work harder at your job or try to get promotions or switch jobs to go make more money where you could go make like 10, 20 grand more a year
Mhm.
or even more than that. It's I think it's easier to make more money than it is to try to pinch pennies once you
Right.
cut the budget down oh so far. Like if you're living above your means, by all means, cut some stuff out. But like, there's only so much you can cut out before
I
it starts
know.
really sucking.
Like how many paper towels, like you for sure have to buy food, for sure have to buy cleaning supplies, and
Mhm.
yeah, maybe you won't go out and eat as much, but you can only cut so much unless you want to be Kyle and then literally eat, what is it, sausages and meat every day. Like,
I don't know. I need to do a podcast with Kyle. I was talking to him about that. I was
um,
texting him saying we need to do a something to like talk about cutting down on budgets
you know what you
because
should do? You should do like a Monday through Sunday like meal program with Kyle.
oh
And
my gosh,
it,
we got to give it away for free because everybody's already trying to budget anyways. Like we know Kyle wouldn't pay for it, so we're putting it out for free.
yeah, definitely. There's another voice in my head, just like, oh, this is not what Kyle will do.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe we can get it on a shirt or something like that if he's at the event. Um, but yeah, I think it's substantially easier. Like, I don't know, like in my progression, just finding bigger properties has been that thing to continue to grow the portfolio faster and make more money faster instead of trying to cut down on a bunch of expenses. Because I already got it low enough to where I'm like, I don't want to cut anything else. I like going out to restaurants like at least once a week.
Mhm.
You know, like I'll go to like a fast casual place, and when I say that, I do not like McDonald's or Taco Bell or anything like that. It's usually Qdoba or Chipotle or what's another
Ramen.
yeah, ramen's good. Jimmy John's, something like that.
I
But yeah, I'm not cutting out anymore.
I do like McDonald's. McDonald's come sponsor me. I love
Really?
their breakfast sausage mac egg muffin.
Oh,
Or,
okay.
or that's something that
What's
I would have like once every 2 weeks, maybe.
what's the thing they have? Because I've got this, and I thought it was pretty good. Like when I say their food, I mean like the chicken nuggets and stuff like that. Like, I mean, yeah, they taste good, but like I'm gonna actually feel really bad physically afterwards. But
You could
they
use.
have you get used to it.
I don't know.
They have a sandwich that's like got like maple syrup like in the buns or something like that. It's like a sausage, egg, and something sandwich. It's really good. I
Okay.
think it's a McGriddle or something like that. I don't know.
No, I think yeah, it has a
Yeah,
turkey in between or something.
that one's good. I will tell you that.
I would try that. Also, McDonald's has an app, and then you have so many rewards and deals. Like I think I buy like 3 things, and the next 3 things are like free because I
Mhm.
use the app. So many savings.
Yeah, I used to do that with the coffees because they would have like the $1 coffees, and then I saw a video of somebody like putting out like how much sugar they put in the coffee when they make it, and I was like, yeah, dude, I should
Mm.
not be drinking these. These are ridiculous.
It's in the 7-Eleven was the $1 coffee. I think they still have that.
Do they?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
These-
yeah, we don't have 7-Elevens. I'm getting called a lot though. I do know I have something at like 5 that I gotta go to. So I don't know how long you wanna run this one. I know it's just been us two today because we don't have Jack. So
I
I
know.
think
Jack, come back.
it's feeling
We'll
sick
see.
today.
Jason
Sorry, I have
says
to.
yes, your body gets used to eating poison.
Yeah, I think the time that I really noticed the difference between like eating fast food versus not is like I stopped doing it for a while because at school I was just like eating Jimmy John's and like which I know that's still fast food, but like Jimmy John's sandwiches and like Qdoba bowls, and then I would go to like Sushi Boss, which is a place in town. It's like essentially Subway for sushi, but I would just get that stuff, and then I had went to like McDonald's like yeah, after a few months of like not eating that stuff, and it just felt like gross. Like you could feel like the oil and stuff like on your skin. I don't know. So that's what made me really stop liking that stuff. I used to like going there all the time, get the 20-piece McNugget, large fry, and all that, but not anymore.
Okay, on that note, we're gonna end this live. Somebody's knocking, I think. Okay, I will see each other next week. Hopefully, we'll
Oh,
keep tuned with us.
yeah, hopefully we have Jack. Maybe we can bring on some guests if we don't get Jack on the next one.
Yeah. Bye, guys.